Everybody, welcome to Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. The year is 1976, and we're going to be looking at some inside pitch baseball. This is opening day, 1976. The Houston Astros are the opponents of the defending world champion Cincinnati Reds. And again, this is inside pitch, 1976 style. Decided to bring out one of these inside pitch games. Haven't played it on camera for a while. Played a lot of it offline, but haven't done a whole lot of videos on it recently. Been doing mostly the White Sox. So we'll see how this goes. We have Gary Nolan on the mound for the Reds, and he'll be opposed by James Rodney Richard, otherwise known as J.R. Richard. And we'll get this game underway very shortly as soon as I get everything lined up the way hopefully it shows up on camera. Also taking this opportunity to set up my video preferences to make sure that everything fits the way I think it needs to fit. Alright, so there we have the picture of Riverfront Stadium. So when that's called into question, we will have that right there available for you. And finishing up his warm-up tosses is the right-hander Gary Nolan. And we'll go through the lineups for the Astros and the Reds as they come to the plate. Save a little time. Last couple times I've tried to do a video for inside pitch. I've either run out of time or something's happened to where the video has stopped on me. So hopefully this one will go through. And if you're watching this, that means it did go through. It means I didn't have to cancel it. All right, so Wilbur Howard, the left fielder, will lead things off for the Astros. As I'm looking through my camera now, I'm looking down on the playing surface. It looks like everything is in view okay, so I'm going to proceed as if it is. All right, the noise in the background is the window air conditioning unit. It is muggy, even though it's a Sunday late morning. We're in August, so I mean, it's still, even though it's in the 80s, the mugginess is just outrageous. And this upper bedroom can get heat rises, so you know that's the way that happens. All right, so Gary Nolan's going to face Wilbur Howard, and we are ready to go. 1976 opening day. This is not a replay of any kind. It's just a game I picked. Not doing a Reds replay, not doing a J.R. Richard replay, nothing like that. This is just a one-off, just to have something different. The White Sox and the Angels. The next video coming up will be from Stratomatic. It'll be the White Sox taking on the Angels in Stratomatic action as they finish up that 77 replay. All right, but right now it's 1976. We're going 1 year earlier. And here's Gary Nolan. 6'5" is a strikeout chance. That's a 12. His strikeout is an 11 against a righty, but the stadium adds 1, makes him a 12. So therefore, that is a strikeout. So the Riverfront Stadium just cost Wilbur Howard a strikeout right there. So 1 away, and here's Enos Cabell. 5'4" is a range play at Riverfront. So we're going to Riverfront for a potential range check for Enos Cabell. 5'3" is a star line 5, which is a fly to left. That means we need to check on the range of George Foster, the left fielder. He's a 4. So this red die has to be a 4 or less for Foster to make the play. And it is. So Foster able to run that down for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down for the center fielder Cesar Cedeno. 6'4", that's a home run question mark. He's got to pass this check in order to get to Cedeno's home run check. His home run check is a 1-8 versus right-handers. That's a 17. It's well out of range. So Cesar Cedeno, who most likely would have hit a home run had it gone to that, will now just go to Cesar for his regular result because it did not pass the home run check. 1-2. He's going to line it right to Pete Rose at third base. And 3 up, 3 down go the Stros here in the first. We go to the bottom of the first. Houston nothing. Cincinnati coming to bat. And the power throwing J.R. Richard is in to pitch to Pete Rose. Richard 20-15 on the season. His strikeouts are less than innings pitched, so he didn't really have the overpowering strikeouts like he had in previous seasons, but still, nonetheless, still a pretty good season. 147 walks is a little bit high, so that you're going to see some walk pluses on his card as well. Here's Pete Rose, his typical 300 average. 4-1 is when we talk about walks, and there it is right there. That's a walk chance, that's a 1. So obviously Pete Rose is going to walk to start the ball game. And his attempt is a 1. J.R. Richard adds 1 to that, so that makes it an attempt of 2 on the strategy roll. That's a 13, nothing happening, so Pete has to stay put. For Ken Griffey Sr., 1, 2, and that's a strikeout chance, but 19 on the D20, way too high for that. His strikeout's only an 8, plus 1 from the stadium's a 9, so well above that. Griffey finish up on his card. 5-1's a single pass center, or into center, not past center. You can't get past center unless you hit a home run. So an S8 says to go from first to third, you lose 1 on your BR rating. Pete Rose's BR rating is a 3, drops him down to a 2, and the center fielder arm, in this case Cedeno, is a -1, which drops him down to a 1. So this red die has to be a 1 in order for him to go to third. If it's a 2 through 5, he holds. 6, he's probably out. It's a 1, he does make it. How do you like that? Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle getting over there. And now we got runners at the corners with nobody out for Joe Morgan. And Griffey, his attempt rating rather is a 4. So plus 1 from Richard makes it a 5. Let's see if he tries to steal second. He does not. He holds. So here's Joe Morgan, little Joe. Astros playing the infield double play depth. They will trade 2 outs to give up a run. 1-2, but he needs a strikeout, and he might get it right here. 1-2 is a strikeout. That's a 3. So even though little Joe doesn't strike out much, he will this time. Big strikeout there. Now a double play gets him out of the inning. And here's Johnny Bench. 5-5 is another strikeout against a right-hander. That's a 7. So J.R. Richard coming back with 2 straight strikeouts. Try to get out of this, but he's got the tough Tony Perez. Mr. RBI had 91 of them on the season. Trying to drive those runs in. 6-5 is a potential error. Perez, 1-1 is a fly to center, but the error rating there is a 19, and Cedeno's error rating is only a 4, 19 well above 4. So it's a good play. And J.R. Richard pitches out of that jam. Runners at the corners, nobody out, and he gets out of it with no damage done thanks to those strikeouts. So when he needs the strikeouts, he can rear back and get them. All right, we go to the second, no score, and here's Bob Watson, who has the distinction. I believe it was in this season, 76 season, or it might have been the 77 season or the 75 season. I'm not sure which he won exactly, but he scored the 1 millionth run in Major League Baseball history. That's kind of his claim to fame. Here's Gary Nolan, delivery. 3-6 is a strikeout chance. It would be a walk if he's tired, but strikeout chance otherwise. But 13's too much, so we go to Watson. 2-3 for Watson. He's going to fly to center. Geronimo puts it away, 1 away. That'll bring up Cliff Johnson. The toothpick before UL Washington had his toothpick, it was Cliff Johnson had a toothpick. That's a leaner, so I'm going to re-roll that. That should have been a 6, but it was a leaner, so to be fair, I'm going to re-roll it. 3-5, and a 3-5 is a potential error on a throw. Go to Johnson's card. 3-1 is a fly to center. There's no throw to worry about, so there's 2 down. Got 2 cards stuck together here. It's not Milbourne's at bat. It is Greg Gross's at bat. They stuck together on me. All right, thought about corner rounding these, but I haven't done it yet. All right, here is Greg Gross. 6-3, that's a blank on Nolan's card, so we go to Gross. Finish the at-bat. 3-1, he's going to ground to first. Perez will take it to the bag himself. And there's nothing doing for the Stros here in the second. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. Richard back out. We'll be facing George Foster. Foster coming out in 75 as his big year, and now he solidifies himself in left field in 1976. Of course, in 77, he will hit 52 home runs, but in 76, he hits 29. 1-1 is a strikeout chance, but 15's too much. Foster will not strike out. Go to Foster's card, 6-1, and it's a question mark 8, means we're coming up here, and anything 17 or less, he'll get a hit. That's a 20, though, so it's out of range, so it will be a fly to center. So usually when you get that question mark 8, it predominantly for a good hitter, it means it's going to get a hit, but 18, 19, and 20 prevent that, and that 20 saved us bacon. Had it been a 15 through 17, it'd been a home run, but that's just the way it goes. So Foster is out of there, and here's Concepcion. 5-1 is a strikeout chance, and that's a 7. Plus 1's an 8. That's a 5. 5 is less than the 8, so that will be a strikeout. 2 up, 2 down for Cesar Geronimo. Interesting rating on Geronimo. I have not looked at the numbers to see where this came from, but in my mind, Geronimo has always had great range. I would have rated him a 4 or a 5, but this is rated as a 2, and perhaps in 76 the numbers bear that out. I don't know. It just caught me peculiar to see that, but hey, you know, Chris rates the game, so I'm assuming he's got the data that tells him that should be a 2. So I'm not going to belabor that point, just an observation. 2-4. Sorry about that. 2-4 is potential walk against lefties. This is a split chance. He's a lefty, so it's walk chance. That's a 12. His walk is a 10. +1 makes an 11, but 12 is higher than 11, so no walk. We go to Geronimo to finish the at-bat. 5-6. He's still going to single to left field, so how about that? He didn't get the walk, but he does get the single. Now, here's a curious situation. His attempt is a 3, +1 from Richard's a 4. So he has a 4 chance to get a lead, but do you really want to send him when you got the pitcher coming up next? Well, I'm going to go ahead and play it anyway with the strategy roll. And it's a 7, so nothing's happening. So had it been a 5 or 6, it would have been a hit and run, but we're going to go ahead and have Nolan get him out of the way, basically. He's a 101 hitter. He might get lucky, but you never know. 4-1's a walk chance, but his walk's only a 4. That's +1's a 5. That's a 6, so no walk there, so he can't get that break. He's got to go off his own card, which isn't really a good sign. 5-1, he's going to ground to short, and that's going to end the inning. So 2 innings in the books here at Riverfront, and we got nothing on the board for either team. Larry Milbourne, the bottom third of the order for the Stros, will be Milbourne, Metzger, and Richard coming up here against Nolan. 2-5 is blank on Nolan, so we go to Milbourne's card. 5-6 is going to pop it up to short. Concepcion is right there. One away for Roger Metzger, the shortstop, switch hitter. 5-5 is another blank. We go to Metzger. 2-2, it's a Starline 5, which is a fly to left. 2 down, and that brings up, oops, stuck together again on me. J.R. Richard. Nolan 1-6. It would be a single if he's tired, but he's not tired. Go to Richard. 5-6. He's going to ground it to Pete Rose at third base to end the inning. So 9 up, 9 down for the Stros through the first 3 innings. They get nothing. We go to the bottom of the third, and we're back at the top of the order for Pete Rose since Nolan made the last out. Pete Rose will lead it off. He walked and was stranded at third his first trip. 2-3, and that's a home run question mark, but 15, well, it does pass that check because his home run against a lefty is 1-17. That's a 15, so now we're going to Rose. Rose, if it's a 6, so if this D20 is a 6 or less, he hits a home run. 13, though, will not be a home run, so now we finish the at-bat on Rose's card. 1-6 is a question mark 8, which is going to be a single because that's a 5. So right up here, it's a single. Pete Rose, base hit. Didn't get the homer, but he does get the hit. Now his attempt is a 1, +1 from Mr. Richard, makes it a 2. But nothing's happening, so we go on to Ken Griffey. 6-6 is a potential wild pitch, and that will be a wild pitch. His wild pitch is 1-15. That's an 11. So he does uncork the wild pitch. And Griffey's still at bat. 4-4 is a potential error on a throw if a throw is needed. 2-5 is a ground ball to first. Now the ground ball to first throw is really not going to be needed because he's just going to go over and tag first base. So I'm going to rule this to be not a throw. Well, you know what? I think the rule might be that he's going to flip to the pitcher, so that would require a throw, and that would be an error because that's a 5. But I'm not sure with Griffey running whether Richard would have time to get over there. So I'm going to make the command decision here that that's just a ground ball to first for the out, and Rose will go to third base because there's no way in the world Richard's going to beat Griffey to the bag. I just don't see that happening. So if you're supposed to play it as a 3-1, sorry, I'm not playing it that way because I'm looking at the base running situation and I'm just making that decision. I don't know if it's set in stone. I'm sure people play it different ways, but the way I'm playing it is Richard would never beat Griffey to the bag, so there could not be a 3-1 put out like that. So now we got Morgan, and I'm probably playing it wrong, but that's just my decision. All right, and I'm going to play it for both teams that way. I'm not trying to be advantage to one team or the other. All right, so Morgan's the batter. The infield is going to play in. The runner at third and 1 out. Richard could really use a strikeout. He's got a chance right here. 1-1 is a K. That's a 14, though, way out of range. You're not going to strike out Little Joe that way. Go to Morgan, 6-3. That's a double to right field. Didn't matter how you were playing the infield. That's a double. So Joe Morgan, an RBI double. And the Reds take a 1-0 lead. 1-0 Reds. We go to Johnny Bench. 6-2, strikeout chance, and he will get the K on that one. So 2 down, and that's going to bring up Tony Perez with Morgan at second and 2 outs. 2-2 is a walk plus, and that's one of these things I was mentioning earlier. With the 147 walks, you're going to get some walk pluses. His walk is a 9, add 1 to the stadium, makes it a 10, but you add 10 from the plus, makes it a 20. So now that 18 falls in the walk category, and that will put runners at first and second with 2 outs for George Foster. 6-6 is a potential wild pitch, and he'll do it again. So he uncorks yet another wild pitch, second wild pitch of the inning for Richard, as he's hitting that that wild pitch factor on his card. That 6-6 has come up a couple times already. So Foster again. They could walk Foster and pitch to Concepcion, and you know what? I think they will. But you know, you take the danger because he walks so many people. But I still think you're better off to do it that way. So they're going to take the chance he will not walk Concepcion. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 3-3 is a strikeout plus, and he got him. So they didn't want to deal with Foster. And in all that mess, the Reds only get 1 run, so definitely keeps them in the game. But after the end of 3, it's 1-0 Reds. And here is Wilbur Howard to step to the plate. 2-5 is a blank off of Nolan. For Howard, 3-5. Ground ball to second. Joe Morgan makes the play. 1 down for Enos Cabell. 5-5 is a blank on Nolan. Cabell, 1-3. He pops it to Pete Rose at third base. 2 down for Cesar Cedeno. And the Reds won this game in real life in a blowout fashion. Don't remember the exact score, but Richard only lasted 4 innings and they blew him away. 1-3 Nolan's a strikeout chance, but 16's too much. We go to Cedeno. 6-1 is a star line 4, which is a ground ball to short. Concepcion makes the play. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 1-0 Reds. And actually, Houston's lucky it's only 1-0. It could have been a lot worse. And in fact, had I played that error on a throw play to first base differently, it would have been worse, but we won't belabor that point. All right, here's Cesar Geronimo. So we had Cesar Cedeno make the last out of the previous inning and of the top of the inning. Now we got Cesar Geronimo, 2 Cesars here, back to back. 6-1 is a hit by pitch. He's a -2, that's an 8, that's a 6, and that's a 10 above that, so no hit by pitch. We go to Geronimo. 3-1, and that's a triple to left field. Against a lefty, it would have been a fly to left, but against a righty, that's a triple to left field for Cesar Geronimo. How do you like that? A triple to lead things off. And with Gary Nolan coming up, the infield will definitely be in. Richard looking for the strikeout. We got a question mark here. 1-7 for a righty would be an automatic star line. That's an 11, so no star line there. So we go to Nolan's card. 4-2, and that's a fly to right. Could be a sac fly, but his sac fly rating is a 0. But Geronimo runs at a 3, so it's potential that he could still score anyway. Howard, the left fielder, is a 0 arm, so this is a 3 or less for a sacrifice fly on the red die. And he does. It scores. Sacrifice fly. So Gary Nolan, because of the speed of Geronimo, was able to get the sacrifice fly, and the Reds lead it 2-0. Base is clear now for Pete Rose. 1-5 is an automatic star line, so we got to roll for the star line, which is a 4, fly to left again, 2 down for Ken Griffey. 3-4, 3-4 against a lefty is a walk chance, and a 6 is definitely going to fall in that category, so Griffey will draw the 2-out walk. He may be looking to run. That's a 4 plus the 1, so his attempt is a 5. And it's a 1, so he will try to steal. He's a 15. Richard adds 2 to that to make it a 17. Cliff Johnson adds 2 to that to make it a 19. So anything other than a 20, he will steal. And he does. Successful stolen base. He's at second base now with Joe Morgan at the plate. 2 outs. Richard, 5-1 is a strikeout chance, but 14's too much. We go to Little Joe. 3-3, he's going to fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. Probably would have been a sac fly had it been less than 2 outs, but already had one of those. So it's 2-0 Reds after 4. And J.R. Richards wondering where the offense help is coming from his teammates, but they have shown little resistance whatsoever. All right, here's Bob Watson, Mr. 1 million. 6-4, that's a home run question mark. 3 will pass that check, 1-8. So now we're going to Bob Watson, a 13 or less on this D20, and we got a home run. And we do. That breaks up not only the no-hitter, but the shutout as well. Home run for Bob Watson. That's the lead to 2-1. So after all this disaster for the Astros through the first 4 innings, they're only down by 1 run. Here's Cliff Johnson. 3-1 strikeout chance. 13's too much. That's an 11 plus 1 is a 12, but 13 will cover that and not fall into that category. So we go to Johnson. 5-3 is a ground ball to Pete Rose. 1 away. So Pete Rose is out of there. Here's Greg Gross. 3-1 is a strikeout chance. 10's too much. Go to Gross. 2-2 ground ball to Concepcion. 2 down. For Larry Milbourne. Nolan, 3-6 strikeout chance, and he will get him. Even though it doesn't strike out much, that's a 2. So that definitely falls into the strikeout category. Inning's over, but the home run from Bob Watson breaks up not only the no-hitter, but the shutout. When we go to the bottom of the 5th, it's 2-1 favor of Cincinnati. So we got ourselves a ball game. Here's Johnny Bench facing J.R. Richard. 4-1, that is a walk chance, and he will draw the leadoff walk. Bench has a 2 attempt rating, so we'll see if anything happens here. It actually becomes a 3 because of the Richard. And that's a 17, so nothing's happening. So here's Tony Perez. 3-3 is a strikeout plus, and that'll get him. So Perez out on strikes. 1 away for George Foster. 4-6, and that's the ballpark card. So the @ sign means we're going right to Riverfront Stadium. For Foster, 3-4. 3-4 is a home run to the pull side. His home run's a 20, so that's guaranteed. That's a 10, so it's gone. George Foster, home run. Pulls it down the left field line, and the Reds gave up the run in the top of the 5th, get 2 of them back here in the bottom of the 5th, and take a 4-1 lead. So J.R. Richard a little stunned. Here's Concepcion, bullpen loosening now for the Astros. 4-5. 4-5 is a blank on Richard. We go to Concepcion. 1-6, he's going to ground to short. Metzger is there, 2 down. For Cesar Geronimo. Richard is set to bat second next inning, so this is probably it for him. 4-5 is a blank once again, so go to Geronimo. 3-2, and that's a single to center field for Geronimo. So he's on first base with 2 outs. His attempt is a 3, plus the 1 is a 4. That's a 7, so nothing's happening. So we go to Gary Nolan, the pitcher. Richard, 4-4. Error on a throw if a throw is necessary. Nolan, 6-2. He's going to ground it to first, and that will be an error because he's got an error rate of 20. So that's an error there on a throwing error. That's a 2-base error on J.R. Richard. So that will put runners at second and third with 2 outs for Pete Rose. So Richard trying to get through this inning, but he's having a hard time. Needs a strikeout. 5-2, he's got a K chance, and that is an 8. But Pete Rose is a 6, plus 1 is a 7, so that won't be a strikeout. 2-5 is a question mark 7, which is going to, with this being a 1, that's going to be a single. So Pete Rose will single, and it's a single to left field. So let's check the runner advancement. Runner on second, a single to left to get from first to home. You add 1. Gary Nolan's BR rating is only a 1, so that makes him a 2. And then the left fielder Howard is a 0. But there are 2 outs, that makes Nolan a 3. So red die is 3 or less, he makes it. He does not, he has to hold. So Geronimo will score. Nolan will stop at third base on the single by Pete Rose. It is now 5-1. And Richard in serious trouble. Here's Ken Griffey. With the score being 5-1, we're not going to worry about Pete Rose trying to get a jump. 4-4. Another error on the throw possible. 5-5. That's a fly to center. No error check there. But 3 spot for the Reds. And that's going to be it for J.R. Richard. He's going to go 5 innings and give up those 5 runs, all earned. So rough outing for J.R. Richard, just like it was in the actual game. He will leave as he is set to bat second in this coming inning. So he will leave. We'll get a pinch hitter, and the pinch hitter will be, let's see, it'll be Ken Boswell for the Astros, backup infielder, and Joaquin Anderhart will be the new pitcher for the Astros. He did relieve in this game in real life. So Joaquin Anderhart will be in as a reliever. But right now, it's Roger Metzger facing Gary Nolan to start the 6th. 5-1 Reds. Top of the 6th. 6-4, it's a home run question mark, and that's a 2, so it passes that check. But Metzger has no home run power, so we'll go straight to Metzger to finish. 2-2 is a star line 5, which is a fly to left. Foster is there, 1 away. And now that brings up Boswell. So Boswell pinch hitting for J.R. Richard. Boswell steps to the plate, 262 in 1976 with no power. 3-3, and that is a strikeout chance against a lefty. That's a 3. He's a 5. Actually, he's a 6 with the stadium, so he is out on strikes. So Boswell strikes out as a pinch hitter, brings up Wilbur Howard. 4-6. 4-6 is a possible error on a grounder. Howard, 1-5, is going to pop to second, so no worries there. Morgan puts it away. Innings over. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 5-1 in favor of the Reds. And now Joaquin Anderhart, who would later mostly start during the year, but in the beginning of the year he started out as a relief pitcher. And he does have this relief rating right here. So, and he did appear in relief in this game. So that's what we're going by. So Anderhart will be on to face Little Joe. 1-4 is a home run question mark. That's an 8 against a lefty. It's only a 1-7, so no home run for Little Joe because it would have been an automatic home run. But he won't get it this time, so we'll go to Joe Morgan to finish. 6-3, still going to double to right field, and that's the second time he's hit that 6-3 result to double. So 2 doubles now for Joe Morgan as the Big Red Machine is chugging along. Here's Johnny Bench. 2-4 is blank off of Anderhart. 5-5, Starline 4, which is a fly to left, so Morgan not going to go anywhere on that fly to left. Here's 1 away for Tony Perez. 3-6 is also blank off Anderhart. Perez 4-4, Starline 4, another fly to left, so 2 consecutive flies to left keeps Morgan at second base. For George Foster, and we're in a similar situation. He homered last time. Do you intentionally walk in with first base open and pitch to Concepcion? I think you do. So they will walk him intentionally and go after Concepcion instead. 2-2, and that's hit by pitch. He's a 1, that's a -7, so even though that's a 2, no hit by pitch is possible because of that -7. Go to Concepcion, 5-6, he's going to line it to third, and we would check for a line out double play, but that's the third out already. So Anderhart pitches around a little bit of trouble, keeps the Reds at bay. It is still 5-1 as we go to the 7th. Gary Nolan can face 28 batters. Right now he has faced a total of 19, so he's in very good shape. Very good shape to get a complete game probably, or come close to it. Here's Enos Cabell. 1-1 is a range play, so we go to Cabell's card for that range play. 4-2 is a fly to right. I'm sorry, 4-2 is a single to center field. But we're checking the range of Geronimo. Remember, he's only listed as a 2. I thought he was better than that, but maybe the numbers don't bear that out. But traditionally, you would think he has good range. But here, it has to be a 1 or 2 for Geronimo to make the play. It's a 6, so he fails it. Will it be a double? Nope, it's not a 5 or a 6, so it won't be a double. It'll just be a single for Cabell. And he's got an attempt of 5 plus 1 from Nolan. But when you're down 5-1, and the spread is 4 runs, 5-1, and you've got less than that many innings remaining. We only got 3 innings remaining. Strategy rolls are canceled, or at least you have the option to cancel them, which is what I do when the score is, dictates that you would not run. So here's Cesar Cedeno. 4-6. That's an error on a grounder potentially for Cedeno. 3-1, and that is a single pass short. So there's not going to be an error check. That's just a single. Plus, if there was an error check, that's a 14. Concepcion's only a 9, so would not be an error. But on the single to short, can the runner get from first to third? You have to have a 5 or a 6 BR rating to do that. Cabell is a 5, so he will get. I'm sorry, Cabell's a 4, so he will not. Had there been 2 outs, he could have, but he's only a 4 BR rating, not a 5. 5 is his attempt rating. So first and second, nobody out for Bob Watson, and now bullpen starting to get a little bit antsy out there for the Reds. Pedro Borbon loosening a little bit. Sparky Anderson, known as Captain Hook, didn't want to stick with the starters too long. So Pedro Borbon is loosening. And Nolan is set to bat second next inning. So if they can get him through this inning, they probably will cap him at 7. Here's Watson. 6-6 is a strikeout chance. 12 is too much. We go to Watson. 2-6, and that's a ground ball to third against a right-hander. Chance for a double play. He's a 3. Nothing there. The pivot from Morgan is a 0, so it has to be a 1-3 to be a double play. And it is, so it will be a double play. That is a 5-4-3 around the horn. Rose to Morgan to Perez for the double play. Cabell will make it to third, but now there are 2 outs for Cliff Johnson. 5-3, and that is a blank against a righty. So we go to Cliff Johnson. 5-5, question mark 8. 13 against a right-hander. That's what we have, a 13. That falls into a triple. So how about that? Cliff Johnson just triples into the gap, and the Astros get a run back. A double play really hurt them, though. It cost them a few runs. So lead is cut down to 5-2 with 2 outs, and here's Greg Gross. They're really trying to get Nolan through this inning. 2-5 is blank on Nolan. Here's Greg Gross. 6-5, and he lines it to short. Concepcion's got it. Inning's over. A run is in, but Reds still seemingly have a comfortable lead at 5-2. We go to the bottom of the seventh inning stretch time, and we will get a new pitcher in the 8th inning for the Reds. It will be Pedro Borbon, and we'll get a pinch hitter for Gary Nolan because he's set to bat second in the inning. So the pinch hitter will be Mike Lum, utility outfielder. So it'll be Geronimo and Lum due up here in the bottom of the 7th against Joaquin Anderhart. So Anderhart, the batter, or the pitcher rather, against Geronimo. 5-1, and against a lefty, that's going to be a blank. It would have been a star line against a righty. 4-2 is a star line anyway. Star line 2, which is a ground ball to short. Metzger's got it. 1 away from Mike Lum, the pinch hitter. 6-1, error on a grounder possibly. 3-6, it is a ground ball to first. First baseman Watson's a 7, that's a 10, so 10 is not less than 7, so no error. It'll just be a regular ground out, and Lum is retired. Brings up Pete Rose, 2 outs, base is clear. 6-6, he's not tired, so there's not going to be a single chance. 4-5, ground ball to second. That's going to end the inning. And that's going to do it for Anderhart. He goes 2 innings, shutout relief. Did his job. Now we go to the 8th, and it'll be Borbon coming on for the Reds. Pedro Borbon. Nolan went 7, gave up 2 runs. So Borbon is in. He'll be facing Milbourne, Metzger, and a pinch hitter, and that pinch hitter will be Jose Cruz. So Jose Cruz will pinch hit, and then we'll need a new pitcher for the Astros, and that will be, I believe, Mike Cosgrove, the lefty, because the Reds have some lefties coming up. So Cosgrove will be the new pitcher, and he did pitch in this game for the Astros. So he will be the new pitcher. But right now, Pedro Borbon facing Larry Milbourne. 4-4. 4-4 is the ballpark card. We're going to Riverfront. 4-2, and that's a blank. So we're going to the rare play chart, but the base is empty. We've got this rare play chart, base is empty. And we get a 42. 42 says, shallow pop up to right field that the second baseman chases but doesn't hear the right fielder call as they collide. Resolve like a P4 range play and check for injury. We're not doing injuries, but we're going to check for the range play on Morgan. His range is a 3. And he gets to it. So even though they collide, he hangs on and shakes it off and stays in the game. Here's Roger Metzger. 3-4, and 3-4 is blank on Bourbon. Metzger. 2-3, it's a star line 3, which is a ground ball to Perez, 2 down. And now that brings up the pinch hitter Jose Cruz for the Astros. Jose Cruz. 5-5 is a potential walk, but 20 is too much. We go to Cruz's card. 4-2, star line 2, it's a fly to center. Geronimo is there, innings over. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still 5-2 in favor of the Reds. So new pitcher for the Astros, and it will be Mike Cosgrove, the lefty. Mike Cosgrove, left-hander, and he'll be facing a couple of lefties, Griffey, Morgan, and then some right-handers after that. Here's Griffey to start things off. And Griffey, let's see, 2-3 on Cosgrove. That's a straight-out single against the lefty. So how about that? Even though he's a lefty, he gives up a single against the lefty right here automatically. So single is there. Griffey, like I said, we got a run differential of 3, inning differential only of 2, so no strategy roll unless the game gets closer. Here's Morgan, another lefty, 4-1 strikeout chance, but 15's too much. We go to Morgan. 3-3 on Morgan. He flies to right. 1 away for Johnny Bench. 5-3 is a walk plus, and Johnny Bench will draw the walk. And now with some right-handers coming up, we could see Ken Forsch for the Astros coming on in relief, or another right-hander. He's actually the closer, so you wouldn't bring him in, but they did bring in a Jose Sosa and a Mike Barlow. They both pitched in this game in real life. So I'm not sure how they're going to play this. I think they're going to go to Mike Barlow. So Cosgrove does not last long. Mike Barlow will come on instead. He's not the greatest, but he's a right-hander, so that might count for something. So Barlow is on. Cosgrove, a third of an inning, giving up a hit and a walk. So there you go. Tony Perez now up. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Here's Barlow. 5-1 potential error. 3-1. 3-1's a fly to left. The left fielder error rating Howard is a 12, and that will be an error right there. So a failed error check. If we go to the failed error check on a fly to left field. Fly to left field. Where's the error check here? Fail. Fly out to left field. Where's my... These are all throwing errors. Oh, that's a throw. All right. Failed error check on a left fielder. Just says a 1 base error. So it's a 1 base error. So the bases are now loaded. I guess the runners couldn't get anywhere because they were assuming they were going to make the catch. But now the bases are loaded with 1 out for George Foster. Trouble for the Astros again. Infield's at double play depth. They want to turn 2. 4-6 is a strikeout. Can't quite get it. That's a 10 plus 1's 11, but 12's too much. Go to Foster. 6-4. It's a liner to third. That could be a line out double play. Look at the line out chart. Oops. Let's look at the line out chart with a runner with the bases loaded. Runner on third. If you get a 3, you double him off. Right here, if you get a 3, you double him off. So a 3 on the D6, and you would double him off. Nope, can't quite get it. So no double play, but the runners hold. 2 down now. The base is loaded for Concepcion. 1-1 is a walk plus, and that'll do it. So he's going to walk a run in. That run will be charged to Cosgrove. It is now 6-2. with everybody else advancing to keep the bases loaded for Geronimo. 6-2 your score. 1-3 is another walk plus, so he'll walk in another run. Now it's 7-2, and with all of that going on, they're going to keep Bourbon in the game because he can qualify for the save. Now it's such a big lead, you might as well let him hit. 4-3 is a potential error on a throw. Bourbon 3-4, and Bourbon actually singles to left field. Go figure. They're going to send 9 to the plate at least. So a single is going to score Perez. Concepcion is a BR of 4. I'm sorry, BR of 3, but there's 2 outs, makes him a BR of 4. Wilbur Howard on the left is a 0. To get from second to home on a single to left is a +1, so that makes him a 5. So anything other than a 5, he'll make it. Or than the 6, rather. Oh, it's a 6, he's out. I was going to say, what I meant to say is anything other than a 6, he would make it, but Concepcion is going to be out of there. He's thrown out 7-2 to end the inning. The 3 runs come in, and the Reds now have a comfortable 8-2 lead as we go to the the top of the 9th. So how about that? Pedro Bourbon could still qualify for a save, though, because when he was in the game, it was only 5-2. So if he finishes things out, he'll get the save, even though the game is well out of reach. All right, here's Wilbur Howard, top of the order, top of the 9th. 1-6 is a strikeout chance, and that's a 1. So Howard down on strikes, 1 away, and that brings up Enos Cabell. 3-3, and that's a blank, so we go to Cabell. 1-3, he's going to pop it up to Pete Rose for out number 2. Last chance for the Stros at Cesar Cedeno. Best opportunity. 5-6 is a range play, so we're going to a range play on Cedeno. 5-1 is a pop up to second. We're checking the range of Joe Morgan, see if we can get to it. Morgan is a 3. And he does, so Morgan puts it away, and the ball game is over. Reds win it comfortably by the score of 8-2. And so I think I got a few minutes left on the recording time, so we'll go ahead and do some of the numbers to finish out the game and get the results. So let me total up some of these numbers. Bourbon does get the save, Nolan the win, and Richard the loss. So let's see how many hits Richard gave up in his 5 innings. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He gave up 6, 7. I got him for 8 hits. He gave up 8 hits. This is unofficial because I'm doing it pretty fast. Anderhart in his 2 innings, a double here, and that was it. So he gave up 1 hit. Barlow, since he came in, gave up 1 hit. He did walk 2, and there was an error involved. So he gave up 1 hit in his 2/3 of an inning. All the runs, let's see. 1 run was charged to Barlow, was unearned. There were actually 2 errors by the Astros in this game. Let's see, Cosgrove, 2 runs were charged to him. And let's see. They are unearned because of the error. Alrighty. So let's do hits for the Astros. They didn't get the first hit until the 5th. That was a home run. So it's 2, 3, 4. I only had 4 hits the whole game, and all of those came against Gary Nolan. So Bourbon, 2 innings, no hits, no runs, obviously. Bourbon struck out 1, didn't walk anybody. Gary Nolan struck out 1, 2, 3. I've got him for 3 strikeouts, and it appears no walks. Richard on his walks and strikeouts, he walked 1 here, 2, that was intentional, makes it 3, 4, so I've got him for 4 walks, strikeouts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikes. These are all unofficial, obviously. I'm doing real fast, try to get through the video. Alright, so now we have Anderhart walked 1, didn't strike out anybody. That was an intentional walk. Cosgrove, he walked 1, didn't strike out anybody. And no strikeouts there. So I've got 11 hits unofficially. So unofficially, this is what we have unofficially. Where again, emphasis on unofficial. Got the Reds 8-11-0, the Astros 2-4-2. Winning pitcher was Gary Nolan. Loser was J.R. Richard. And that's it from 1976 Riverfront Stadium. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Inside Pitch. Hopefully this video will finally work out the way the other ones had not. And we can get this all out there. And then next video coming up from this channel will be the White Sox 1977 taking on the California Angels as we wind down the last about 11 games remaining in the season. So, hope you enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And as usual, I will see you all down the road.